Naming cells and ranges. So far you've referred to a cell or range by its column and row location, except when you entered formulas in an Excel table. Cell and range references do not indicate where the data is stored in those cells. Instead, you can use a defined name to assign a meaningful descriptive name to a cell or range. And a defined name also enables you to quickly navigate within a workbook to a cell or range that has that defined name. So let's just take a look at this very simple worksheet that I've set up. Sometimes I'm not very creative. Let's say I'm selling a product, and as the customer comes in, I have the product cost, and so I want to calculate the cost times the sales tax. This formula, as we know, this could just be a simple formula, equal the cost of the product times the sales tax. Now again, you never want to use a constant in a formula unless you know absolutely that that figure is never going to change. So I'm going to refer to the sales tax in H2. But as I start getting down, if my customer list is growing and growing, and now I'm way down here at customer 277 has come in. Let's just say this is an ongoing list. I'm keeping track in Excel. Now what am I having to do? I can't remember where that sales tax is, so I'm going to scroll back up and I go, oh, it's H2. So I'm not going to have that memorized. But what if I were to name this cell range and I could simply name it sales tax? I'm going to remember sales tax in my formula. I may not remember where the sales tax is within the spreadsheet H2. I'm not going to remember that. So I'm going to click on the cell, and in my name box, I'm simply going to type in whatever I want to name it, sales tax, and hit enter. Now when I click this drop down arrow, I can see it right there, sales tax. Now all I have to do, if I'm way down here and I can't see where that sales tax is, I'm inputting a formula here, C77 times sales tax. And as I start typing that in, I do get a drop down. So if I had multiple named cells or ranges, I'm going to see it in this drop down box. So I'm going to click on that, hit enter, and I'm getting the same result. Now again, this spreadsheet is just something I threw together really quickly so I could demonstrate this. This isn't complete, but I hope you're getting the idea. I can also navigate. I could be anywhere else within the spreadsheet, and if I wanted to go back to a range or a named cell, again, I go up to the name box, click on or click the drop down arrow. When I click on it, it will take me directly back to that cell. Now, the project you're going to work on is going to have you name ranges. So they're going to have you make a selection first and then name that range. Either way works. You can select the range, add the name. You can select a cell, add a name to that cell. But this does make it, especially when you're working with large spreadsheets, having a named range or cell can make things a little easier in your formulas and functions. And to modify this, I'm going to go to my Formulas tab. I can look in Name Manager, and I could always edit this value if I wanted to, especially if you had a range. You might need to modify the range, or I can delete it from here also. If you have a lot of named ranges in cells, sometimes it's nice to create a separate worksheet where you keep that sort of data located. So I could select a new worksheet. I'm going to click on Use in Formula, click on Paste Names, and I'm going to click on Paste List, even though I just have one here as an example. And what's nice about this is it shows me what I have named a range or a cell and where that is located, what worksheet that is in, and what cell that is in. So this is named ranges. Let me know if you have any issues with this.